Vanity metrics. Are they purely for vanity, or do they actually serve a purpose that we've all been kind of ignoring? Now, I'm going to be honest. As a coach, I have been completely 100%. I tell my clients not to focus on vanity metrics. And while there is a great reason for that, I'm also just a little bit of a hypocrite in that aspect because I have been using the vanity metrics to help make my life easier over the past few years when it comes to my marketing and visibility. So today I am here to help correct all that. And I'm going to help share with you the tips and tricks I use to keep the vanity metrics as a tool that I use and something that doesn't attack my self-confidence. And that's the actual number reason why, as a coach, that I have always recommended to my clients to pretty much ignore the vanity metrics, because it tends to cause lower self-esteem. It casts doubts, imposter syndrome, all kinds of these things come up. And guys, I know what it feels like. I've been there. And I still have days. Maybe I have a day I'm not feeling so great, or I have a post that I know is freaking incredible and it doesn't go anywhere. So I understand how that feels. The hard part, though, is a lot of people have based their self-worth, the success of their content, and everything else is based on those numbers. It's those little numbers that come up with every social media post you post or every blog post that shows the number of views, the likes, the comments, the shares. And when those don't get high enough, if you aren't aware of what they actually mean and what they actually are and what they're good for, then a lot of people say, well, that means my content wasn't successful. And that's where I'm here to tell you that's completely wrong. And that's why I've always referred to most of my clients to tell them not to worry about that stuff. Now, as you start getting a little more advanced, you start realizing those numbers don't carry the amount of weight they do and things like that. So you start understanding that while they're there and you can help use them to judge some things and keep them as a tool, you realize they aren't what you think they are. Because guys, let me be honest with you. I'm going to tell you one of the biggest myths that's out there. Everybody thinks that the number of views on a post is how many people saw your social media post. It's not. It is actually the number of times the social media algorithm injected your content into the social feeds. It doesn't mean anybody saw it. It's just actually the number of times it showed up in the feed. And that is one of the biggest things, because everybody's thinking, oh my God, I got hundreds of views or thousands of views, and nothing came of it. And that's why you don't even know how many people actually saw it. And that's one of the reasons why we don't want you putting so much weight and value into those numbers, is because they are not a true representation of what is actually happening. Guys, 90% of social media users are lurkers. So while you're seeing those numbers up top, you've all of a sudden you've got a post that blew up. Maybe it went viral for you, or maybe it went viral. And you end up with hundreds of comments, likes, you get shares, and you've got maybe even hundreds of thousands of views, but nothing happened. Nothing came of it. And that's how you judge whether your content was successful or not, because you can have hundreds of thousands of views and thousands of comments. And if you aren't achieving the purpose you set out to do, then that's what means your content isn't successful. And once again, that's why those numbers are not showing the true representation of things. Like lurkers, that 90% of those people, they're missing. You don't get to see those in the numbers. The only people you see in the numbers is the 10% that's actually active. That's one reason I highly encourage you to deliberately build your networks so that you have a more engaged network. It contains plenty of your ideal clients. And that way, when people are engaging, it's getting seen by your ideal clients, the people who want to see your stuff. That way, the lurkers are seeing your stuff. It's when you actually build things to achieve your goals and for your ideal clients. When you do those two things on your social feeds, on your goals, your content, everything's written to them, it's for them, and your goal is to actually get out, you're connecting with the right types of people, that kind of stuff, then that means When you see those views, you know there's a better chance that the amount of times the algorithms injected your content into that feed was potentially more likely to be the types of people you want to see that content. And so that's one thing that's important. Now, as far as the vanity metrics, though, go and gaining them. So here's how I'm using them to help make my life easier. And that's really what I wanted to share with you today. And this is why vanity metrics are not just for vanity. You can use those numbers to determine how well you're training the algorithms. If those numbers are increasing, then you know your reach is getting expanded, your visibility is increasing, which is your goal. That is a total goal. And those numbers are reflecting what the algorithms are doing, how much activity is actually happening on your post. Now, some of that isn't going to have anything to do with the vanity metrics. If you have shit content, it's not going to be doing a whole lot of stuff. And that's just how it is. But if those numbers are not steadily increasing as you're posting content, as you keep going, I mean, you're going to have bad times when it just doesn't work. You're going to have days the algorithms aren't working in your favor. There's timing. Maybe you didn't post, the timing of the post just sucked. So take it down, repost it. If you know it's really, really strong content, maybe the headline wasn't kicking that day. There's so many different factors that go into this, which is another reason why vanity metrics don't give the entire picture. And that's why basing the entire success of your content on those numbers is false. And it leads to lower self-esteem, feelings of lack of self-worth. It causes imposter syndrome. You start doubting what it is that you want. And that's why I don't want you focusing so heavily on these numbers. But I also want you to be aware of how you can use them to train the algorithms, because if you train the algorithms, that means you don't have to spend as much time online. You don't have to work as hard to get in front of your right clients, your ideal clients, getting seen where you need to for building trust and authority, all those kind of things. So you can use those numbers for that purpose. But it's always take them with a grain of salt. Realize they are not what equals success with your content. Success of your content means, are people buying from you? Are people in your DM or your email asking how they can work with you? Are they doing the CTAs you've included, your calls to action? If people are taking the actual action that you're asking in the content, your content's a success. Also, is your brand awareness increasing? Are more people knowing who you are, what you're about, that kind of stuff? These are all great ways to judge the success of your content, where vanity metrics aren't going to have anything to do with that, as far as telling you, yes, no, it worked, maybe, anything like that. Now, for me, everybody lumps the comments into the vanity metrics, and I've kind of just been doing that today in this. But for me, comments are not part of the vanity metrics. And that's because people took action. Now, it's the same with likes and shares in the interaction. People are also taking action. So as long as people are taking action, that's a good sign things are working. And of course, vanity metrics show you those numbers so you know what types of action people are taking. Then you can judge based on that action, was that action quality action? Everything comes down to quality, not quantity. You can have hundreds of thousands of views and not make one single sale, not been seen by one single of your ideal client. You can have 100 views, not have a comment, not have an interaction, and still get a client out of it. See which piece was actually more valuable? It was the one with the 100 views. And that's another reason why vanity metrics aren't as important. Going back to all that, though, the types of engagement, the interaction you're seeing can help you make changes. So you see you're getting a lot of comments. Are they comments from the right type of people? Are the majority of them your ideal clients? I like to say 30, 40% of them at least be your ideal clients or people connected to ideal clients. It can even potentially be peers who are in the same line that are attracting similar clients to you, because that means their clients will see yours. And if they're already ideal, so are those comments coming from the right places, the right types of people? If not, then seeing all that gives you the heads up, hey, I need to tweak something. That means I'm not resonating with my ideal clients. I need to make some tweaks to my content. If you're not steadily seeing an increase in views, that means you're not getting enough engagement and interaction for the algorithms to post more of your content into more feed. The algorithms work. Let's start with a little bit of that. The algorithms work on knowing how much more to continue posting your stuff based on the interest in your content. If you get no interest at all, and this is one reason why the vanity metrics are good, you get to see how much interest is happening. If you're getting no interest at all, then you're not expanding your reach. You're not getting shown more and pushed up more into more feed. So you do want to see the view increasing, because that means the algorithms are working. So if you're not seeing a steady increase over time, and this doesn't mean daily, this can mean weekly, monthly. If you're not seeing a steady increase of those views going up, then it's time to tweak your content. See how important those numbers can be? It can help you make tweaks. But it's also, as I said, not judging the success of your content, because it depends on what's going on behind the scenes. Are people contacting you? That kind of stuff. But you do want to see your reach expanding. You're a business, you're trying to build, you need to get in front of new clients, new potential clients, you need new blood coming in, all of that kind of stuff to continue, your business growing. Word of mouth referrals, of course, are amazing. They're the best freaking kind, but you also need to be putting yourself out there so you can get seen by new people who aren't already in your network, so you can continue expanding. That's the entire goal. And so by using those vanity metrics to notice if they aren't climbing, if they aren't moving, then that allows you to make tweaks. And the more tweaks you make to the right to achieve your goals, to achieve the getting in front of your ideal clients, the more you tweak those and the more you see those numbers increase and you start seeing the actions by the right types of people, then that is why the vanity metrics work. Because the more you do those tweaks by paying attention to that, the more you tell the algorithm, you're dialing the algorithm in. You can train that thing. A lot of people think they don't have any control over the algorithm. I've got a couple of other videos about that. Train the algorithm, and that's what you can use the vanity metrics to help you do. And the more you train it, the more it does the work for you. And it's because it puts your content in front of the types of people you want to be seen by. It puts you in the right types of feed. It helps share you. It equals less work for you, which is why tweaking things out to continue raising those numbers. Now, remember, we're not chasing the numbers. We know that 100 views could equal just as many clients or more clients than hundreds of thousands of views. It comes down to the quality, not quantity. So as long as you're seeing quality raising, you're seeing quality success pointers coming in from behind, like people are buying, people are DMing you, and it's the right people. But that's once again how you get to adjust those vanity metrics. If you're not getting the right people that are commenting, liking, and engaging, which is why it's good to even scroll down through the likes, see who liked your post here and there. I don't recommend doing it every post, but once a week, scroll down through some of the likes. Is it the right types of people who are liking on your post? And if you do all that, you can use the vanity metrics, and you can see why they aren't just for vanity. To help tweak your content, to help increase your range, your reach by using the algorithms. And it makes your life easier and allows you to get offline more. And it allows that algorithm to be the freaking workhorse. I'm telling you, I've been using this in this particular manner for about 3 years now, and it works. But the big thing is don't allow those numbers don't base your self-worth and the success of your content entirely on those numbers. And that's the big thing and the big reason those are called vanity metrics, because they're easily accessible, but they don't show the whole picture. So I just really want to make sure you guys know it is no judgment of you personally. It is, but use these things to help you. When you use them and realize they're a tool, it makes life so much easier. So get out there and start using your vanity metrics. And if you need more help with them and learning to train how to them, put me a DM out, send me an email. This is my area of genius. And because I love using tools to make my life easier, why am I going to have to work harder when I can work smarter? And using the vanity metrics is one of those things that you can do. So get out there and start using them. I'll see you online.